Hey lovelies, this is the weekly tea. This is the late edition. I apologize to you guys for being so late with this video. It was so much going on. And believe you me, it was crazy here in Dallas. There was a shooting, Love Field on Friday, and then even more stuff was happening. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna kind of hold off so I could just give you all the tea at one time about what's going on. Now, normally my weekly tea is on celebrity news. I could go through that about what's going on with, with Angela Simmons, with the Waka Flocka and his wife Tammy Rivera. They split. Jocelyn and Stevie having these crazy stuff. These side chicks are coming out. Oh, I had an affair with him and all this. But I really want to talk about the hard-hitting stuff that's really going on, okay? First of all, I have to give my condolences. Rest in peace to Muhammad Ali. May God be with his family. May Allah be with his family. Oh, whatever. You know what I'm trying to do, y'all. Y'all know I'm trying to be compassionate, okay? To the family, to Kimbo Slice, because he died and it was like nobody knew. And so I'm going to do that first because this happened much earlier in the week. And now I'm going to bring it back to this. The craziness that's going on in Florida, in Orlando. I don't know what this world is coming to. This is a scary place. I'm reconsidering having children because I don't want to bring them into a world that is filled with this much hate, this much violence, and you know I'm going to say it, and anywhere where Donald Trump even has a chance to be president of the United States. I just got my hair done. Don't make me snatch it out. It made no sense. And it started, Friday with the young lady, she was on The Voice. What's her name? Let me see what her name was. I'm sorry, y'all. I had it a few minutes ago, and it just went right out of my mind. It just escaped me really, really quick. Christina Grimmie. Yeah, she was shot down just at her concert signing autographs. And this 22 years old, taken for what? For what? And then the guy who shot her and killed her, he killed himself once he was caught. Her brother tackled him, and he kills himself. Cowardly. But what was his purpose of going there to do this? She's just starting her career. Okay. And then we got another nutball in Orlando who decides they want to go to a club and shoot it up. 50 people gone because you tripping. 50 people. And okay, it was the it was an LGBT club. It's still crazy. Why? Why? My heart just goes out to all these families right now. It's been a lot of just nonsense violence going on, y'all. I mean, that's the only thing I'm just emotional right now because I'm very upset about this just senseless killing. People losing their lives over someone just being in their feelings for a moment. That is so crazy. It's so crazy. And what has really pissed me off this week is, and you know what, I'm going to ask, Lord forgive me, I'm going to ask you right now to forgive me, this Brock Turner case. Let me tell y'all something. I don't care how he feels. I don't care that he's sad. I really don't care that he can't sleep at night. As his father was saying, I don't think my son should pay for 20 minutes of action. 20 minutes of action. What he did in that 20 minutes was a choice, was a decision. So when you make choices, there are consequences to the choices that you make. So his 20 minutes of action it should land him 20 years in jail. And everybody's acting like he's the victim. He ain't no victim. And if you know me, if you know Terrell Sean, then you know I am against sexual assault, because I have been sexually assaulted. And I can put my right hand to the man. The reason why it's so hard on the victims, a majority of the victims, because you don't get anything. You get put down. You get labeled as you've been raped, you've been assaulted. Most of us don't get justice. I didn't get justice. I had to just seek with God to make sure that everything was okay. The situation that happened with me, I had to just pray on it. And it took years for me to even be able to say it to people outside my comfort zone. Hey, I was raped. And it doesn't matter what was going on. I was intoxicated as well. And God just drugged me off into his room, closed the door. I tried to run from him. He snatched me back. It was a very bad situation. And so I can understand where the victim is coming from in this case. But Brock is not a victim. He knew good and darn well what he was doing. You went in the bathroom, and they trying to do these little pictures, like he taking these little school pictures or whatever. Don't give me that. Give me the mug shot. Because if it was anyone of any other race, they would have them photos with a gun on Facebook, everything. They would have had the worst picture you could find. This dude, they went back and found like some old church. The church community. What's them things called? The little church book, directories, members book. And the judge saying he didn't want to have him severely scarred by going to jail. He needs to be in somebody's jail. He needs to be in Guatemala Bay eating Big Bob sandwich right now. He gets a slap on the wrist for raping someone. Two men had to pull him off. So he knew good and darn well what he was doing. It was just a moment of, you have a choice. And you cannot blame her and say, oh, well, she got drunk, da, 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 da. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. She could have been laid out on the floor, legs open, ready, passed out. That doesn't give anyone the right to violate someone. And it really pisses me off. It really, really pisses me off. Because it's like saying to victims, rape victims, well, it's your fault, shouldn't have been doing this. Oh, it's your fault, shouldn't have wore this. Oh, it's your fault, shouldn't have did this. Oh, your fault. Let him go free. Man. Like I said, I wanted to talk about what really just mattered this week. I don't really even want to focus on celebrities this week. That pissed me off. This going on in Orlando, Florida is pissing me off because people just lost their lives over some just senseless. It's just crazy. Then this old Brock Turner, and then I was looking at a story that popped up. I think it was like Friday too. This Columbus, Ohio, man charged with raping a 3-year-old girl in daycare. Now, the daycare was ran out of these people's home. Okay? And I don't know what the law about running a daycare is, but I know here in Texas, it's like you can only have like 5 to 7 kids to one person, and then you have to have another person there. So you have to have, and anyway, running a daycare, you have to have more than one person looking after the kids. Why? I don't know who else was watching, but she left her son in charge of the kids. Her son, I think, was like 22. And he raped a 3-year-old. The little girl got in the car with her mom, and she was messing with her area, and she was saying that it hurt. And, oh my God, T.I. salute to you, Mom, because the first thing she did, she said, really? Took it to emergency room. Yes. Yes. Proof. Got a rape kit done. They found his DNA inside the little girl. You know what? Put him so far under the jail that he is 6 feet away from hell. I'm very passionate about children. I'm very passionate about assault. I'm very passionate about domestic violence because I've been in situations or been close enough to those situations. And I'm telling you, I'm wondering, where is our justice? That's my tea. Is where is our justice? And this Brock Turner thing, that really got my blood pressure up. But after that incident, after they reported that he was only going to go to jail for 3 months, like I said, so much else hit the news with violence and... Okay, I don't want to ramble. But that's the tea. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about the Brock Turner case. Tell me how y'all feel about what's going on in Orlando. Give me your spill on it, and I'll catch you all later.